conditions in time the most difficult job environment in our city. Number two, Prop G was always about using the ballot to impose arbitrary management authority to impose busting conditions and to get the union operators contract without actually eliminating the union. And let me say why am I saying all that? I don't see nothing in Prop G that will give you money for operating costs like we always had in the past. These locals are being very active, city, state, and federal level, in order for us to have a decent working buses around transit around the areas. And especially you have Prop E in 1999 that gave the authority to the MTA. The MTA was established to give affordable, clean, on time to all communities. That wasn't done so. Prop A in 2007, he gave an extra $26 million to the agency to provide better service, but we were relied on. And I think this is where the problem come into play, because the $26 million was allocated for work orders. The same amount of money that it was raised, that the communities voted to have an affordable first country first policy in this forum. So far, nothing has been done. Now, the other part is this. We don't run munis. By all means, transit operators do not run munis. The MTA runs munis. Management runs munis. We don't go to anybody and say, oh, this is the working condition that we want. It gets negotiated face to face, like with the supervisor. He'll come out with his proposal, I will come out with our proposals. It's not that we impose this is the way it should be done. Now, what this does, even in arbitration, is locking the hands of the arbitrator to give a decent result on the arbitration. This is not about fixing Muni. This is about, I got 30 seconds, thanks. And the other part, when the supervisor said that we never gave anything, we were denied. First, we offered the raises that come in June 30th, July 1st. We were denied. They say no, they didn't want that. We offer furlough days that in reality, as we speak, the other unions that agreed to concession, that's what they gave back to the city. No, what they wanted was so-called work rules. That to this point, I don't even know what the work rules they're referring to.
You've got 1 minute to respond.
Didn't hear a lot in there about why there needs to be a guarantee for the second highest salary. There is no justification for that. There is no group of city employees that has their salary set by the charter, and you don't hear an argument for it because there's no justification. And just so we have all the facts about the negotiations on this particular proposal, I sat through, Raphael tell me, 5, 6 meet and confers on this.
Yes, we did.
And I put forward the proposal. Guess how many proposals came back from the other side? 0. Not one. I went through the meet and confer process. I tried. And then I was told, Supervisor, if you put this away, we're going to agree to concessions. That didn't happen either. I think we've learned with the process of the year about how we can bargain with this organization and how we can't. We need a level playing field. Proposition G and the language that is currently in the charter gives all the power of negotiations to one side. The reason we couldn't accept the raise back is it would be illegal because the charter mandates it.
Okay, now again, supervisor, we started with him, yeah, but it wasn't about monies, it was about working rules. That was all about it, because it wasn't, like you mentioned, and I mentioned it, we tried to give you the raise, and you say the charter would not allow. That's not true, because in the past, we have given that back. So, we offered the furlough days, no, but it wasn't good enough. But let me ask you, supervisor, why is it all the other unions gave the same thing, the 4% into our furlough days, while you declined that, or the NTA declined that? That's one thing. Now you're talking about playing field. This is not about playing field. This is about giving what belongs to the citizens of San Francisco. Whatever, you were part of the Prop A. And you know that none of that money that was given to $26 million, basically not even a penny went for service. And you were there And you even got mad at us because we came out with the communities, with groups to say, please give the money that belongs to the agency for operating costs.
Time. We've got 1 more minute.
I like to do that.
And I spent hours with Rafael doing this same dance all throughout the first part of the year. Lots of fine discussion, but the fact remains. This is the lone organization that has refused to participate in balancing the city's budget. And the significant fact is there is language in the charter that prohibits them from contributing any raises because they are mandated the second highest in the country. In terms of money back into Muni, next year's budget is already accounting for almost $10 million for next year's raise. If this measure passes, they're not guaranteed that raise. That money goes back into service. That's just one example. We can get into work rules, but we don't have enough time to do that yet.
Now you're talking about the wage. Over the last 10 years, out of the Department of Human Resources Comprehensive Unit, if you look at over the last 10 years, we have not received no more than, or no less than, other units. So, for you to say that because we guarantee, that's not true. If you can look at it, and it's online for the last 10 years, this is not about monies. This is not about money because we, like I said, this unit has been very active as of February. We went to Sacramento for the so-called SA monies so you guys can get it. Yes, in fact, because of all the organizations that we went down there, that's how come the city got $38 million this year, $31 million next year. And let it be whole, June the 30th, there was a rally that a supervisor on campus is the one they only came up, but nobody from the MTA, even though we invited them, in order to allocate some of the capital projects monies, that they could allocate some for operating monies. So nobody came forward, but we always been upfront. All right.
So that was quick. That was quick. But what we'd like to do is allow merchants and other stakeholders